understand now? That is what I mean. My husband and I will be coming to live with Mom and Dad now. So get out of that place, you partnerless parasite. I already thought it was pretty strange that you're coming back on such short notice, but now this? What have you been doing this whole time out there, Zoe? Where did you end up running off to? Also, you got married without ever telling any of the family about it? I just got away from my hometown for a bit and got to work. I happen to be different than my 36-year-old sister who still lives at home with her parents like the day I left her. What kind of work were you doing? That has nothing to do with you, Faith. And after today, things between you and I will be over forever. You're cutting ties to me? So you're really going to mean it this time then, right? I hope you realize that we aren't in elementary school anymore, and by cutting ties to me, you're ruining any scrap of family ties we had left with each other. Well, considering you still act like an elementary schooler, I really do hope you don't start crying for me to come back to you. And if you want me to prove that you're still acting like you're 10, look at the life you're living. You haven't done anything with your life yet, and I'm sure you're not even working a job either. I'm sure things after today will only become more difficult for you, but you'll just have to try your best to learn about the real world in your 40s. Actually, I feel like I've been working too much. I'm at the point where I'm wanting to quit my job. Liar. You don't even work a job. Dad has all the money you'll ever need after all, right? I've been so jealous of you because all you've had to do your whole life is live in that penthouse with him. Wait, that penthouse is... But this time, it's my turn to experience the glamorous life. Don't you ever come back here, all right? That penthouse is all mine to have now. What? Are you sure you really want that place to yourself? Of course! That kind of high-end room would be much better suited for someone like me in the first place. If you're going to take it, that would be a huge favor for me. Thank you so much, Zoe. I'll get to work having the name on that place switched over to yours now. Just sit back and wait. Once I've finished up all this paperwork for you, then the whole place will be all yours to keep. Well, you've changed your mind pretty quickly. Hurry up and get all that paperwork done for me then, and bring it to me once you're done. I suppose you are a bit smarter than even I was thinking. Even if you can understand that a luxurious place such as that was too much for yourself. I wouldn't say it was too much for me. Rather, I just didn't enjoy living there at all. If you're going to be taking it away from me, that'll be huge. Why are you trying to act so tough now? I'm being serious right now. But could you at least let me stay here with all of you until I've found myself a new place to call home? Absolutely not. You've already leached off of Dad enough, being 36 years old now and still living in a place like that with him and Mom. Starting today, my husband and I are coming over to start our new lives there, so get lost already. I see. Good luck then. You're the one who will need this luck.
Hi, Faith. It was nice to meet you just a second ago. By the way, this is your sister's husband, Tyler. I was able to get your number from Zoe after I asked.
I see. Nice to meet you, Tyler. So is there something you still need from me?
Actually, I have some very good news to tell you right now. Have you been feeling pretty stressed out lately?
What? Stressed out? Well, I assume that everyone feels a lot of stress at certain points in their life. I guess I did just get kicked out of that house a little bit ago, right?
And that's probably gotten you pretty stressed out, right? Well, I happen to have a picture that I can give you to hang in your next house that'll take all of your stress away.
What did you say?
All you have to do is put it up in your house somewhere. If you do that, anytime you have a look at it, your stress will go away. I can tell you all sorts of accounts from people that really tried it and said it worked for them.
Wait, hold on a minute. What are you talking about, Tyler? What's this picture of?
One person told me that just by putting this picture up in their house, they were able to find a lover. Others have said after putting it on their wall, they were promoted at work. Even some saying that their parents came back from the dead after putting it up. Everyone has said that this picture really changed their life.
What do you mean their parents came back from the dead? That has to be a lie, right? If you're trying to sell me something, at least make it a bit more believable.
So what do you think about this picture? It normally retails for $6,500, but just for you, considering your family, I can drop that price down to $5,000.
That's insanely expensive. Who was the one that ended up taking that picture or painting it?
It's a painting, pardon me for calling it a picture then, and I cannot tell you who painted it. That's a secret within the business. So what do you say? There is a lot of stress in this world, so having this painting at home would really help you out.
I don't need that. So is this the kind of work you both have been doing together then?
Excuse me? What do you mean by this kind of work?
You and Zoe have been going around scamming people with fake items like you were just trying to do with me, right? Jeez, I hate scammers like you.
Huh? This is not some scam. How could you say something like that about the hard work I've been doing? How about you give this item a try before you start to claim it's a scam, and then we'll see who talks.
I guess it isn't right for me to claim something before I've even tried, whatever it is you're selling. But you just told me people have said it brought their dead parents back. What the heck? Who would believe something like that, Trent?
I'm just telling you what all my lovely customers have told me about this painting. So what's it gonna be, Sophie? Are you gonna be buying this wonderful painting from me today?
I'm not buying that trash. I don't believe in magical paintings or whatever else you're selling anyway. And you should stop selling that crap to others as well.
There are people that want things like this, though, that need things like this. How can you tell a stranger like me what to do with my life and who I sell this product to?
You are my brother-in-law now, so you're no stranger to me.
Did you not hear anything from Zoe then? She told me that she's cut ties to you.
And like I was saying to her, if she wants to cut ties to me, then she'd better mean it. You both seem to be some really big idiots.
How dare you call us idiots like that? Well, whatever. If you're not going to buy this painting off me, then there's no use in talking with you anymore.
Good. Thank you for noticing that, and goodbye forever. Hey, what are these scams that you're trying to sell people? Like that magical painting or whatever the heck. I just got a text from Tyler a second ago trying to sell me one of those. Huh? We have nothing to do with you now, Faith. We cut ties to you, so stop texting me about all of that. I understand that, but there's just one more thing I wanted to check with you about. You're doing all right, right? I just want to make sure things with you are fine because now that I'm out of that house, I'm going to move far away. I might even move overseas or something if I can. So if you need anything before I go, please tell me. I don't need you for anything, Faith. You aren't important to anything I have going on in my life. Now go and get out of here to whatever country you're wanting to move to. All right then. You seem to be perfectly fine with everything then. You were the one that read through all that paperwork I gave you and signed it after all. Of course I'm fine. Now leave me the hell alone and never talk to me again. Even Mom and Dad know that they love me more than they ever loved you. But that makes sense to you as well, right? I happen to have a cute face and all and have done well for myself. I'm totally used to those two always comparing me to you. Ever since we were little, you always happened to be their favorite, but I could never understand why that was. Maybe you were always just really good at sucking up to them or something, and that's why they both put all their attention into you. Okay, I can see that you're really jealous of my ability to actually communicate with others. Now, I'm going to block your phone number. Send whatever else you'd like to me, but I am never going to see it. Blocking me so soon? Well, good luck then. You're going to need it. Hey, what is going on here? I just got a notice saying that this place is being seized from me. Didn't you block me 2 months ago or something? Shut the hell up and answer me. What is going on here? Ah, that might be because no one has been paying off the loan. If you just start to pay the bank again, then they'll let you keep the penthouse. What loan? Since when was there a loan? What? In order to live in that place, you have to pay $3,000 each month in order to pay off the loan that was taken to pay for it. Huh? Wait, I never heard anything about there being a loan like that. This place is already paid for and owned by Dad, right? That place is owned by someone, but that someone is me. And it wasn't paid off completely since I was having to work hard to pay off the loan on that place every month. Well, then start paying for it again. Take care of your responsibilities, dang it. Wait, here's the thing, though. The person who needs to pay off that loan now is you, Zoe. What? You signed all of that paperwork to become the new owner of that penthouse, right? On those papers, it was written clear as day that you'd also have to start paying off that loan. Did you never read any of that? What? I would never read through all of that. Who the hell would want to read through all that fine print? A lot of people who happen to care about the home they're taking over. Also, I told you to make sure to read through all of those papers first before signing, right? I know that, but I was sure there was no reason for me to have read all of that. You knew that I was never going to read any of those papers, and that's why you just handed them to me and watched me sign them. Well, perhaps I did do that knowing you wouldn't read them, or perhaps I didn't. But there's nothing you can do about that now, is there? Just know that right now, at this moment, that penthouse is not yours. And that means you are now the one responsible for paying off that loan. I can't pay off a loan like this. I have no way to pay it off. Crying about that to me won't do you any good, though. Why not try borrowing some money in order to pay it all off? Right now, I just want you to come back to this place. I need you to help me keep this place and tell the bank to back off. If they take it from me, the whole family will be in trouble. I have no reason to go back there, and I couldn't even if I wanted to. I'm in Germany right now. Huh? Germany? Where the hell is that place? I told you before that I'd be going overseas, right? I moved away from the States and I won't be coming back there for some time now. I was finally able to free myself from those crappy parents and that huge loan they stuck me with, so it's my turn to have some fun and enjoy life. Then what the hell are we all supposed to do now? I don't know. You're all grown adults now, right? You're the one that signed all those papers, so you're going to have to figure that whole problem out on your own. Figure this all out? I thought this place was already paid for and owned by Dad, and to make matters worse for me, Dad doesn't even have any money right now. I know all about that because I was forced to take care of both Mom and Dad and take on that penthouse. You can understand now why I wanted to get away from all of you the moment my shackles were undone, right? Are you serious? Then how the hell were you able to pay $3,000 a month to live in a place like this? I happen to be a freelance designer, so through a lot of hard work and big deals, I was able to make enough money to take care of Mom, Dad, and the penthouse. But you happen to have Tyler with you there, so the both of you can find a way to pay off that loan and have yourself a very nice penthouse, right? How are we supposed to pay off that loan, though? The both of us are unemployed at the moment. What? The reason we came all the way back here to live with Mom and Dad is because we lost both of our jobs and couldn't pay our rent. Yet now we're both being asked to pay even more for this place because the loan still hasn't been paid off. So that's why your husband is going around trying to scam people now? But here's the thing, Zoe. For right now, there's nothing I'll be able to do from here. After all, you guys cut ties to me, and you also happen to have your name on that penthouse now. Wait. Come on now. This is all way too messed up, right? Are you actually going to just leave us all behind now? How dare you throw your own family away like that, you jerk? Aren't you embarrassed to be saying something like that about me right now? What I did does not matter right now. You're the one throwing both your mom and dad away as well right now, making you the worst. Did you know that the day you said you were coming back to move in with them, they told me they didn't need me anymore? I knew it. The only daughter they actually care about is you, so there's no need for me to be a part of that family anymore. That's how things have always been between you and I, and after hearing that from them, I can't be bothered with any of you guys anymore. You are crying like a baby right now. Who cares about how crappy your past was? I'm sure to you my past means nothing at all, but having to live almost half of my life being treated that way by you all, it takes a toll. But guess what? I never let all of that get to me and still went ahead with getting a loan to buy that penthouse. And ever since then, I've been taking care of those two ungrateful jerks. I think I've done more than enough now and have proven myself to be a very good daughter, even when all of my family around me were monsters. And that's why I am over you all now. Then what am I going to do? I can't do this. This is going to be the end for me. I'm sure it will be.
Listen, you! Are you really gonna throw your own little sister away like that? If you don't take care of her, she's really going to fall apart! Is that what you want to happen to her?
You can cry about this all you want, but what's happening right now to her is called getting what she deserves. You all are becoming pains in my ass again, so would you just leave me out of it?
You really are a terrible older sister. I guess I'll have to introduce her to one of my friends that can lend her some cash. The interest rate is pretty high, but we just need someone to give us some money right now.
I see. Then please go and do that for her.
They're not someone we should be trusting, though. Are you really okay with me introducing her to them?
You guys were the ones who couldn't be trusted before when you were trying to scam me with whatever magical painting that was. So if anything, you all are alike in some ways. I'm sure that your friend you plan to introduce her to happens to be a loan shark, so maybe the fear of not paying them back will incentivize you both into getting actual jobs.
What? Your sister is gonna fall into eternal debt if you let this happen. She'll never find her way out. This is the dark side of society that you'll be sending her into, and it's a scary, scary place.
What kind of threat is this? I don't care about either of you guys, so go ahead and do it if you want to. It really will not affect me one bit. Your only choice now is to find someone to lend you money, right? Or else you'll be losing that penthouse to the bank.
I know. Then I guess this will be it for us. But let me just warn you that I'm a convicted criminal. I was convicted for assaulting someone.
You're a convicted criminal, huh? That's wonderful.
What the hell does that mean? Do you have any idea what I could do to you? I have experience messing all kinds of people up who've gotten in my way, and I could do the same thing to you if you keep acting like a selfish prick. Or better yet, if you don't help us out over here, then who's to say what could happen to your sister and your parents?
Oh, so that's what you're talking about now. Well, tell me how things go there after you've done whatever it is you're going to do.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I'm threatening you right now. Are you trying to tell me that you don't care about your family being ground to a pulp by me at any moment now?
Listen here, Tyler. There's no way you'd ever be able to do that to them. I know the kind of person you are deep down, and you're not the kind of person you're trying to make yourself out to be.
What? How would you know who I am?
I can tell this is all a lie. You're just trying to act tough is all. And even if you were telling the truth, what makes you think I care about my family anymore anyway?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that you are nothing more than a pet to Zoe. You aren't as strong as you want others to think you are, but you keep on trying to trick people into believing so because of Zoe. She's the one that's doing this to you, right? Just like she did to me in the past, she's hurting you by always making you feel weak and like you're worth nothing. You're trying to act all tough now in order to make her happy and look better to her, but I can tell that all you are in reality is a simple chump. Whatever happened to your side of the family in all of this? She was the one that married you and became a part of your family, yet you guys aren't going to them for any help and have moved in with my parents. I'm pretty sure the reason you never talk to them anymore is because Zoe told you not to, right?
You might be right about all of that, actually. The person that made the painting I've been trying to sell was my dad. Before Zoe told me to stop talking to them, he asked me to take it, and I couldn't say no to him. But ever since then, I've been trying to sell it by saying whatever people want to hear about it.
I see. Everyone's having a pretty hard time with something then, huh?
I understand there's no way for me to get you to help us, and to tell you the truth, I don't have a friend who can lend us money right now. I was just trying to make you worry about your sister. We just can't give up here, though. We need you to give us some money!
Wild. So you both really are just two idiots, huh? Not shocked by that, though. Hey, please help us. There's nothing else we can do here, so please. What now? I thought I was finally free from ever having to talk to you again. No matter what we try, we can't get any money. We even went out and got a small loan from a loan shark, but now they keep coming to the house asking where their money is that we owe them. Well, you should have known that would start to happen when you borrowed from a loan shark, right? You should have been prepared for something like that to start happening. I know that, but coming to the house every day asking for their money back is too often. I can't even leave this place anymore because the moment I step out of the house, someone is standing there asking for the money and they will follow me all over town. Okay, then what do you want me to do about that? I'm not going to ask you to start paying off all these loans again, but can you at least pay this loan shark so he'll get off our backs? So you want me to pay that guy back for you so that you never have to see his guys again? If we don't get them to leave us alone, things will only get worse. They haven't done anything directly to us yet, but every time they're around, they're taking pictures and videos of us. So how much will it cost to pay them back? We borrowed $100,000 from the guy at first, thinking we could live off that for 2 to 3 years. $100,000? I don't have that kind of money, you dunce. I'm in a completely different country right now, Zoe. I have to pay for myself right now and don't have that kind of money to just hand to beggars. I get that, but just make something happen for us, please. You have to have at least $100,000 in your bank account, right? Zoe, for crying out loud, are you not embarrassed to be asking me things like this now, after all those years of making me feel like an outcast in the family? You are supposed to be the one that is good at communicating with others and have made it this far in life, right? You should be able to handle all that yourself. This isn't a problem of whether I can handle all of this or not. What is Tyler doing right now? Right now, Tyler is working his butt off every day. He gave up on trying to sell that painting. He told me there's no point in him trying to sell it anymore because nobody is falling for his scam anyway. But even though he's working a serious job now, he still isn't making enough to pay off that loan shark. Well, you made things tough on you both by having him cut ties to his parents. At least he's trying his best now to make some money in the legal way, so maybe you should be trying that as well. I told you that even with him working a job, he's not making enough to pay anyone off. Do something about this. Jesus, so I don't know what else to say to you. Your husband is at least trying to handle things on his own, while his wife is sitting here whining like a baby. Go find a frickin' job, you bum! If you both put a little work into it, then you'll be able to pay everything off eventually. So that's the only option then? I didn't want to have to work at all, and that's why I came home to Mom and Dad. I never thought that Tyler would be trying so hard either. Go work a job and pay that loan shark. Now, you guys are all strangers to me, right? The only thing left to do is try. That's right, you can only try. So with all of that being settled, this time for sure we are cutting ties to one another. After everything that happened, Zoe realized she couldn't keep living the way she had been for so long. For years, she had coasted through life relying on the generosity of others, whether that was family, friends, or even strangers who were just willing to lend a hand. She never really had to worry about the long-term consequences of her actions, as she always seemed to have someone around to pick up the slack. But the events that had unfolded over the past several months had shaken her to her core. No longer could she afford to rely on others. The weight of debt and responsibility came crashing down on her in a way that no amount of excuses or temporary solutions could alleviate. It was a rude awakening, and she finally saw things for what they really were. Zoe knew it was time for a change, and it needed to be drastic. Determined to break free from the toxic cycle she had been stuck in, Zoe went out and secured a part-time job. It wasn't glamorous by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a start. She knew that this was just the first step toward becoming the person she needed to be. She had no choice now but to face reality head-on and take control of her own destiny. The problem was that Zoe had never really worked before, not in the sense that required real effort and long-term commitment. Sure, she had helped out in various ways here and there, but she had always managed to sidestep the truly challenging tasks, relying on other people to shoulder the burden for her. This time there was no avoiding it. The bills were stacking up, the creditors were relentless, and the pressure was mounting. Tyler was depending on her now, and she couldn't afford to let him down. Getting up early every day to head to her part-time job was grueling. Zoe found herself exhausted more often than not, but she pushed through. She had to. She wasn't just working for herself anymore, she was working for the both of them, and Tyler's well-being was now in her hands. The demands of the job were unlike anything she had faced before, and at times she wanted to throw in the towel, but it wasn't easy. It felt foreign to her, and there were moments when she doubted whether she could keep it up. But Zoe wasn't a quitter. She had to keep going. Once she had settled into the rhythm of her part-time work, Zoe set her sights on a full-time position. She spent countless hours scouring job boards, fine-tuning her resume, and preparing for interviews. She was dedicated, but even so, the process was draining. Each rejection felt like a setback. Each door that closed was another reminder of how far she had to go. The world seemed indifferent to her struggles, and the mounting weight of her responsibilities threatened to break her. But Zoe wasn't about to give up. She knew that success wasn't instantaneous. It required time, patience, and perseverance. She reminded herself over and over again that every rejection brought her one step closer to the right opportunity. Slowly but surely, after what felt like an eternity of effort, she began to see the fruits of her labor. One job offer came through, then another, and before long, Zoe found herself in a much better financial position than she ever had been in before. But even then, it still wasn't enough. Not yet. Despite her best efforts, the debt continued to hang over her like a storm cloud. The bills didn't stop coming, and the collection agencies seemed to be growing more and more aggressive in their pursuit of repayment. Zoe and Tyler were constantly on edge and always worried about how they would manage to make ends meet. They lived paycheck to paycheck, and each day felt like a delicate balancing act. One wrong move, one unexpected expense, and everything could come crashing down. But Zoe was determined not to let that happen. Every morning she would wake up, face her fears, and put in the work to keep their fragile financial situation afloat. Despite the mounting stress, there were moments when Zoe began to see a glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, things would get better. However, while Zoe and Tyler were fighting to stay afloat, Zoe's parents were becoming increasingly bitter about the situation. They had once lived a life of luxury, comfortable in the knowledge that their daughter and her partner would always be able to support them. But now things had changed, and they were not happy about it. Zoe's decision to take charge of her own life and her finances had not gone over well with them. They couldn't understand why she was choosing to struggle instead of relying on them like she always had before. The resentment they felt was palpable. "You had it so much better when you were living with your sibling," her mother would say, her voice dripping with disdain. "We never should have let you take charge of anything. We could have done so much more for you if you had just stayed with us. Look how much we sacrificed for you. You owe us." The constant criticism, the biting remarks, it all became unbearable for Zoe. It was as though her parents were blaming her and Tyler for their own failures, and refusing to take any responsibility for the choices they had made. The tension in the penthouse grew, the atmosphere thick with anger and frustration. Zoe had tried to remain calm, to reason with her parents, but it seemed like they were hell-bent on making her feel guilty for everything that had gone wrong. Finally, one day, things came to a head. After weeks of passive-aggressive comments and open hostility, Zoe's parents gave her an ultimatum. "You're out," they said, their voices cold and final. "Pack your things and leave." Zoe and Tyler stood there stunned. They had tried everything they could to keep the peace, to make things work, but now after everything they had been through, they were being kicked out of the penthouse they had once called home. The worst part? The penthouse was still in Zoe's name, which meant she was legally bound to continue paying the mortgage, despite the fact that she wasn't allowed to live there anymore. For a brief moment, Zoe felt defeated. She didn't know what to do, and it seemed like every effort she had made had been for nothing. But then something shifted inside of her. She realized that this was her breaking point. This was the moment when she needed to stop being a passive participant in her own life and take control. If her parents thought they could throw her out without facing any consequences, they had another thing coming. With a newfound sense of strength, Zoe marched back into the penthouse. She wasn't going to take this lying down. She wasn't going to let them push her around anymore. "This place is in my name," she said firmly as she stood in front of them. "If I'm paying for it, I'm living in it. You two need to go." Her parents were taken aback by her sudden assertiveness. They had never seen her like this before. For a moment there was silence. They didn't know how to respond. But Zoe wasn't backing down. She stood her ground, and eventually her parents had no choice but to leave. In the end, Zoe had the upper hand, but her victory was bittersweet. Now, with no place to call their own, Zoe's parents were forced to confront the reality of their situation. They had no choice but to camp out on the sidewalks near the building that housed the penthouse, hoping for some stroke of luck to turn their fortunes around. Their once luxurious lifestyle had been reduced to living out of a bag on the street, and the humiliation they felt was palpable. It was a far cry from the world they had once known, and in many ways, it was exactly what they deserved. Meanwhile, Tyler's parents were facing their own set of problems. What Zoe and Tyler had never known was that Tyler's family had been running a shady operation for years. Tyler's father had been selling fake paintings, passing them off as original works of art. For years, they had fooled many unsuspecting buyers, making a considerable profit off of their deception. But eventually, their fraud caught up with them. The FBI raided their home, exposing their activities and arresting them both on charges of fraud. Tyler's parents were now in prison, facing serious legal consequences. They had been given a bail amount that was well beyond what they could afford, and they began calling Zoe and Tyler every day, pleading with them to pay the bail. "Please," they begged over the phone, "we're your family. You can't just leave us here like this." Zoe and Tyler had been through so much already. They had their own financial problems, their own emotional toll to contend with. The idea of taking on even more responsibility, especially for parents who had never been there for them when it mattered, felt like too much to bear. Every time the phone rang with another desperate plea, it was like another weight was added to their already overburdened shoulders. As for me, life had never been better. I had recently landed a prestigious job in Zurich, designing clothing for a world-class fashion brand. It was an incredible opportunity and one that I had worked tirelessly to achieve. The job meant that I would soon be moving to Switzerland, and the excitement was overwhelming. I was thrilled for the chance to begin with this new chapter in my life. And as if that wasn't enough, I had recently started dating someone. He was from Germany, and although our relationship was still in its early stages, there was something promising about it. The proximity of Switzerland and Germany meant that we would have the chance to make our long-distance relationship work, something that I hadn't thought was possible before. Although it wasn't the ideal situation, both of us were committed to seeing where this journey would lead, and that gave me the sense of hope and excitement for the future. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.